The last time I was talking about technology and cultural preservation was when no one was interested enough to listen. I kept thinking it might be because the way I told them wasn't clear. So this time, I try not to repeat the same mistake. I will, however, make an interesting speech about innovations for our future. Yes, our future. Meaning that it was our work, our hope, our love, and our choices that we'll make. And if you're still not interested, I promise I'll at least try to be funny. But before anything, I would like to introduce myself. I'm Nyayu Afifah Assyura from Universitas Sriwijaya. On this occasion, I am elated to share my thoughts with you about technology and cultural preservations, innovations for the future. Ladies and gentlemen, it is known and believed by some of us that to make a spectacular innovations for our future, we have to keep the traditionality to ourselves. This mindset exists because the people who had come before us also stuck to it. They probably thinking like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Or more likely, if it's really old and mysterious, definitely don't break it. To clear things up, let's take a look around us. What is exactly happening? People hold the world in their hands that they can't take their eyes off, right? The digital tapestry of human connection. You might be thinking that I will make a shady comment on this, but I'm really not. In today's globalized world, people from diverse backgrounds have increasingly interacted, making understanding and tolerance essential. Is it a good thing? Is that a blessing wrapped in a golden light? Or is that a shadow cast on a sunlit path? Ultimately, it all returns to the lens through which we view it. If we keep seeing things negatively, things are going to go badly. Same thing happens when you see things positively. So now we will talking about how to make that device be the bridge that can lead us to our next future. And who is the one that going to cross the bridge? The next generation, of course, with the support and kindness from those who believe in them. I can say as a current generation that we really need those two things since harsh criticism is a real thing nowadays. Now, what should we do about that? Our goal is to implement multicultural education to foster understanding, respect, and collaboration among youth from different cultural backgrounds. Basically, we want to turn them into cultural detectives. But don't worry, no magnifying glasses or trench coats required. Anyway, the first of which is we can implement programs and activities that can teach young people about various cultures, traditions, and perspectives. Basically, something that can make them curious, make something inside them interested about that, or something that would be the reason they learn. For example, we can make them see that it is so much fun to visit a museum with various historical and cultural regions in Indonesia. You can engage in fascinating exploration, discovery at the museum by delving into diverse collections, uncovering ancient mysteries, and immersing yourself in rich cultural narratives. For instance, at the Museum Nasional Indonesia, you'll find an extensive array of artifacts covering archaeology to ethnography. At the Ulen Sentalu Museum in Yogyakarta, you can experience a grandeur of Javanese aristocratic life from the Mataram Kingdom, while enjoying a refined meal at the Buchenhof restaurant. And if you're like me, you'll wonder why there isn't a food exhibit in every museum. After all, nothing says history better than a good meal. And as for me, I've already visited two museums and I've seen a lot. Unfortunately, the number of people who were there was not much. I guess everyone was busy liking pictures of museum on Instagram instead of visiting them. So let them see how amazing it is to be there, how amazing it is to preserve the culture. And I'll tell you, when young people like us are curious about something like that, it can open any doors to make them care and maybe even interested in preserving it. And the fact that all of us can start romanticizing our culture is the beginning of our goals today. People these days love to see something that their eyes consume on social media. And I think that can make a good impact on today's topic. So let's start a new trend. For example, like hashtag museum selfies, because who wouldn't want to take a picture with a 2000-year-old artifact? Thank you for joining me today. Together, let's bridge the past and the future with our passion and action.